Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to mix, and I just want to tell you guys a little bit of a disclaimer. This is not an expert mixing video. This is just a couple of tips that can help you improve your mix. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to explain to you guys is what is mixing. Okay, mixing refers to the process of putting multiple layers of audio together to make one final track or to musically modify an existing track. Okay, so you're basically going to adjust the volumes, the panning, and add a couple of effects just to make your track sound better. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to show you, in fact I'm going to show you 4 tips that you can use to improve your mix. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is adjust the levels, but first I'm going to play the song. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is adjust the levels, and I'm basically going to put all of the drums to the top first. Okay, just like this. And now I'm going to lower the volume of the drums right here, and we have 2 drums. So I'm just going to mute all of these sounds and listen to them all together. Okay, the volume like this is about okay, and make sure that your track is not clipping. If you see that the volume signal is going to the red, you need to decrease the volume. Okay, so I'm going to set the volumes like this for the drums. So now let's listen to all of the other tracks. So I'm going to lower the volume of the bass. Okay, and I'm going to lower the volume of the arp because I really want the guitar to shine. Okay, so now another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go under the smart control and increase the gain of the guitar a little bit. So you can also increase the volume with the gain right here. So now I think that the volume is set for all of the tracks. So now let's listen to it all together. Oops. Okay, so now that we've adjusted the volumes or the levels, the other thing that we're going to do is to add EQ. And now I only want to add EQ on the guitar. So what I'm going to do is go on the smart control again, and I'm going to mute all of the other tracks. And I'm going to play the guitar. And now what I would really like to do is I want to hear the high frequencies of the guitar. Okay, so I'm just going to increase the high frequencies just like that. Okay, now we've added the EQ. The other thing that we're going to do now is that we're going to adjust the panning, okay, which is the left and the right where the sounds come from. So I'm going to put the ARP a little bit to the left and the guitar a little bit to the right, just slightly. Okay, now I've added a little bit of panning on a couple of tracks. You should always leave your drums in the middle. Make your drums mono, which is basically one signal, and not pan it to the left or to the right, because usually your drums need to be at the center of your mix. So I don't usually put the panning on my drums. So the other thing that we're going to do. So now the other thing that we're going to do is add automation, okay? And to see the automation, you're going to click on the A on your keyboard, and now you're going to see all of these options. And the automation is basically, it allows you to automate a certain sound. So now what I want to do is that I want to automate the drums right here, okay? So now let's listen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Alt, duplicate the drums, and now I'm going to do an automation with the volume. So now what I want to do is that I want the volume of the drums to come in, I don't know how to say that. I want the volume of the drums to come, it's going to be less loud, and then you're going to hear the sound gradually, okay? So this is how you use the automation function. You can also automate other things such as the compressor. You can also automate a bunch of effects like the ambience, but for this video I'm just going to automate the volume. So let's listen to the effect that it does. So this is how you use the automation inside of GarageBand. So if you want to have the regular view, you just click on A again and the automation is going to disappear. So these are a couple of tips that you can use for your mixing. So the first one is adjusting the levels. The second is adding EQ. The third is adjusting the panning. And the fourth is adding automation.